Okay, and hello and welcome to the tropical nature of today's lesson. Yes, I decided to put a hotel complex, a resort behind me just to get us in the spirit of talking about hotels. Just an apology, I want to say I'm a little bit sorry that I'm a little bit late, or I should say I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I had a little bit of trouble with my camera tripod for all reasons. One of the legs seems to be wobbly and broken. I'm not sure if it's broken or if it's just loose. So fingers crossed it doesn't fall over. But yes, that was the reason why I'm a little bit late for today. Hopefully you guys are all very well and have had or are having a fantastic day indeed. So yes, let's get this lesson started. Of course, as I said today, today's topic is talking about we're going to be looking at how to talk with or talk to hotel staff. Mari, hello and welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Lovely to see you. It's awesome. Okay, so today what we're going to be looking at is having a look at requests and also having a look at problems as well, because, you know, sometimes we have problems with our hotels. So we're going to be having a look at those ones, of course, today. Amina, hello and good evening to you. Hopefully you're well. So let me just quickly go over onto the good old Facebook page and just to let everybody know that we are live. Yes, now please come and join us. Okay, so that should be okay. There we go. All right, we're all done, all well and good. So yes, without further ado, I know that I've probably missed a few people today because we decided to put it back 15 minutes just because of technical problems. Yeah, can't really call it a technical problem. Equipment problem is better to say. All right. So let's go into the PowerPoint first. Yes, let's head over to there. Today we're going to be looking at requests. We're going to be looking at phrasal verbs and also conversation as well. That should be hopefully a nice round up of what we need to use when we're talking with some of our hotel staff that we meet. All right, so those are going to be the quizzes for a little bit later on. But as you can see, we're having a look at kind of like making requests, as you can see up here, but also talking with the staff as well. But essentially, I would say making requests is very, very important when we are staying at hotels. So that's what we're going to kind of focus a lot on for today. So let's jump into our PowerPoint presentation here. So it says here, making requests at a hotel, of course. So let's take a look at hotel departments, right? What are the different departments of a hotel? Because that helps us understand what kind of requests we can ask to those departments. So let's have a look at what kind of departments we usually interact and talk with. So the first one is, of course, housekeeping, right? Some people will say maid, yeah, like maybe room cleaning, but housekeeping is probably the most common used department nowadays. Len, hello. Yeah, not many people here because I'm a little bit late. Unfortunately. All right. The next one is this one here, which is the front desk. Yes, front desk. Or you could say reception, right? Reception is okay, but most of the time I think front desk is probably the best one to use, right? So we got housekeeping, we've got the front desk, and also we've got these guys here. And probably some of you guys, of course, who are familiar with French, and I believe this originated from France, concierge, right? We would say that this department is called the concierge. Now, what does the concierge do? Well, they arrange trips, give you travel advice on the sites that you want to see. They would give you points of like maps and things like that, activities, restaurants to go to. They're very good, helpful with the surrounding area. So, how do we talk to these people? All right, Aria, hello, lovely to see you. Thank you very much for joining. So how do we talk with these people? What do we say? How do we interact with them? All right, so let's have a look at this one here. So as you can see, we've got some different ways. We can use could I and could you, right? So let's take a look at this one. Could you? This is a request basically for the hotel staff to complete or to do, right? For example, could you tell me what time breakfast is, please? So you have to tell me, right? Because you have the information. So the hotel staff would then tell the guest, right? Anytime you want someone else to do an action or to do something, we use could you, right? The next one is could I, right? Could I. Now this means basically permission, right? I'm asking if it's okay for me to do something. Julia, hello and good evening. Thank you very much for joining. All right, apologies, it's a little bit late. So we're asking if it's okay for me to do something. So in this case, could I use your phone, please? Right? Could I use your phone, please? That's asking you permission. Is it okay? And hopefully you say, yes, of course. Here you are. Right? So that's using permission, asking for permission. Now the next one is very similar to could you, in the same sense that you're asking someone else to do something. Would you mind? And then ing. Every time we use would you mind, it's always ing. For example here, would you mind bringing me a humidifier, please? Right? Would you mind bringing me a humidifier, please? Now, if you guys want to, of course, try and practice along with these, then go ahead. You can try and create your own sentences, and we will have a look and read, of course. Now, if you're unfamiliar with humidifiers, I will just show you what they are. So in Japan, we often use them during this season, winter season. The reason we use them is because it's very dry and they put sort of moisture in the air, right? So, where are we? There we go. Okay. So as you can see on the screen here, right? I've just shown you on the screen. These are humidifiers, right? So, yeah, this one up here is a humidifier. As you can see, it's, you know, putting water into the air. Creates a moist air, of course. So those are humidifiers. Just in case many of you weren't familiar with them. Okay, so back to normal. All right, so using could I and could you and would you mind. Those are very, very, very useful. Very useful. I would say to everybody, these are some of the most important phrases for traveling, right? When you go traveling, these are incredibly important. So I think, yeah, please remember them. And the reason is, I want to show you something here. What's the difference, right? Have a look here. What's the difference between these two? Okay. Aria, no problem. No problem at all. So this one here, could you tell me what time breakfast is, please? And the one at the bottom, what time is breakfast, please? What's the difference between these two? Any ideas? What do you think? And it's the same as this. Would you mind bringing me a humidifier, please? Versus, bring me a humidifier, please. What's the difference between these? Right? What do you guys think is the difference? Any ideas? Let me know in the comments quickly what you think the difference is. Yeah, great. Julia, would you mind bringing, maybe in this case, would you mind bringing maybe like an extra towel? Or would you mind bringing me some extra towels? Yeah, because it's very difficult to use the because it means there's only one, right? So in this case, I would say we wouldn't need. Yes. Super polite. Maybe, yeah, you might be right in that case. Mari and Aria, yes, they are polite. Yes. So the ones in red are more polite than the ones in purple and in blue. I would say that, for me, this is my opinion, and maybe other people might disagree. I think it's important to use these for service industry. And that means restaurants, hotels, airlines, when you get a haircut, what else? Pubs, anything where you get a service. If you're polite, usually, I say usually, not always, usually you get a very good customer service experience. The worker is going to try to help you more. They're going to try to be nice to you or nicer to you because they want you to be happy. And the reason is because you were very polite and nice to them. So it's important for us to use polite English in that sense. Could you and would you are formal. Absolutely, I agree. I use them a lot in, I would say, you know, service situations. I think they're very, very useful, and that's why I like to teach them more than using the casual ones like can. You can say can you, that's okay, no problem, but I think that if we use could you or would you, it just makes it sound a little bit nicer. All right, so with that being said, then what we're going to do next is we are going to have a look at a quiz, of course, right? But before that, actually, let's have a look at the verbs, right? Before we do the quiz, let's look at the verbs. So verbs used with requests. So could you, right? Could you? What do you think are some verbs, action words that we use with could you? So, for example, could you and could I have different, sometimes different ones, sometimes the same. So, for example, could you call and then something, right? Could you call the manager, please? If you want to use that one. But what other ones could you think of, right? If we're using could you, what are some other verbs that are useful in this situation? Could you, and then what verb is very good for us to use? Any ideas? Let me know in the comments, what verbs can we use in this situation? Could you connect? Nice. Yeah, that's a good one if we're talking on the telephone, actually. and these are not exclusively for hotel situations. We're just looking at the situation of a hotel because it's quite an easy one for us to be familiar with, right? But yes, could you connect is a great one. Any others? Could you? What else? What else are some verbs that we can use? Right? Could you call? Could you connect? What other ones? Any other ideas? No? Okay. Could you suggest? I like that one, especially with the concierge, right? Great. Okay. Similar one to we looked at just a minute ago. Could you tell? Could you put me through to room service, please? Yeah, that's a good one. Nice. Very good. Show, right? Show is a great one, especially if we're not familiar with how something works. Could you recommend? Yes. All right. Yeah, recommend is a great one as well. Again, especially for like the concierge people. Could you get? Now this is a little bit, I would say a little bit more casual, but you could say, could you get me something, right? That would be okay. Or could you get my passport from the safety box, please? Okay, anything like that. Could you arrange? Yeah, that's a lovely one as well. Nice. Could you give? Right? Could you give me a map? Is another good one. Again, this one here. Bring, as we looked at before. Could you bring? Yeah. But what about could I? Because some of them we cannot use for could I. For example, could I tell? We wouldn't really use. Could I show? Again, in this situation, we wouldn't really use. But we can use get, right? We could say, could you get or could I get is okay. Either one is perfectly fine. Any others? What else could we use here? Could I, and then what verb would we use in this sense? It's an interesting one because there's a difference between using could you and could I, right? Yeah, as we know, I is for me to complete the action, whereas could you is someone else is going to do or complete the action. Could I access your Wi-Fi? Nice. Yeah, good. Could I access? Great. We could also use get in that sense as well, Aria. Great. Could I get the Wi-Fi code, please? Yeah, we could use that one. There's plenty. There's plenty for us to use. Nice. Good job. Okay. Could I use is another good one as well. As we looked at before, could I use your phone? Right. Borrow is another nice one as well. Right. Could I borrow? Yes. We don't really say could you borrow. It's not really correct for us to use that. Could I borrow? The next one is check out, of course. I'm sure many people are familiar with that one, especially with hotels. Smoke is another good one. Asking for permission. Could I smoke in this area? Rosemary, no, you're not so late. We have been going just for 20 minutes because I was a little bit late due to a tripod error. That's all. Smoke is a one that we can use, right? Have is another good one. Could I have? And then something as well. All right, so we've got those requests. Could you and could I? Both are very, very useful in this situation, of course. So now what we're going to look at then is we are going to have a look at not problems, we're going to have a look at requests, and that is what we're going to use for our quiz for now. All right, so let's start this one. Could I ask a request? Yeah, maybe, yeah. Could I ask something, please? That would be cool. Yeah, good. No problem. Yeah, could I ask something, please? Yeah, good. What about this one here? My pen has run out. Something, I borrow a pen, please. Okay. Maybe I've made a mistake in this one. Maybe you can spot it. Which is the right one? Could I reserve the pool view for your booking? Oh, good. Nice. Very good, Julia. Yes. Could I reserve? Lovely one. Indeed. Good job. Fantastic. Yeah, no problem at all with that one. Okay. Yes. You've got could you, could I, or would you mind? Yes. Panji, yes, well done. Mari, good. Rosemary, yes. Aria, well done. Julia, no problem. Fantastic. Panji, hello and good evening to you. Thank you ever so much for joining us today. All right. Yes. Amina, nice. Could I, of course, is the correct answer. Yes. Very good. All right. The next one. The restaurant isn't open yet. Something telling what time it opens, please. Okay. Yes. Which one would we use? The restaurant isn't open yet. Something telling what time it opens, please. How do you pronounce the word stuffy? It's the same, right? Stuff. So if you say stuff and then just put Y on the end. Stuffy nose. Yes. Well done. Absolutely. Aria, Julia, Mari, Panji, you are all spot on. Amina, good job. Yes, indeed. Very guys. Very nice indeed. Yes, Rosemary, good. No problems there. Fantastic stuff. All right. So, yes. Would you mind? Yeah, Mien, thank you very much. Good job indeed. Absolutely. So, because using ing, would you mind telling what time it opens, please? Yeah, good. Very good indeed. Nice. Okay. The next one here. I need to go to the airport. Something, calling a taxi for me, please. Okay. Ah, Rosemary, my pleasure, no problem. Yes. Many people have stuffy noses. It's a good phrase to use, actually. I like it. Good. All right. How about the next one? I need to go to the airport. Something, calling a taxi for me, please. Could you? Could I? Would you mind? That's right. Of course. See, these are now, like, hopefully, these are designed to make it easy for you to remember. And I think many people are very familiar with these anyway, which is great. But it just shows you, you know, how easy it is for us to use them. Yeah, good. Aria, fantastic. Julia, Mien, good. Mari, Amina, and Rosemary, all spot on with that one there. Very good indeed. Yes, would you mind is the correct answer. Okay. The next one is, the window in my room is broken. Something, change to another room, please. Right? The window is broken in my... the window in my room is broken. Something, change to another room, please. What would we use? How can we answer this one? Okay. Yeah. Which one would we use? Be careful. Have a look at the sentences. Right? Be careful of which one we would use. All right. Okay. Yeah, now this is where I think some people are going to get a little bit confused. But it's cool. It's good. All right. Nice. There's a few, I think, different ones, right? Okay. Now, in this case, we would need to know, right? Of course, we would need to use the subject. Now, in this case, who's changing rooms? Is it the hotel staff, or are you changing rooms? So you are actually going to change the room. So in this case, we would say, could I change to another room, please? You're asking permission. Is it okay? Now this one, as I said, this one's a little bit of a grey area. If you added in here, could you change me to another room, please? It's okay, right? So that's where the subject is very, very important. In this case, we would actually use could I. But if we had the sentence of, for example, could you change me or change us to another room, then we would use could you. So that's the difference there. That's why I said be a little bit careful with this one. The subject is not always easy to see. Yes. So hopefully you can see a little bit of a difference there. In this case, yeah, could I change to another room, please? All right. The next one is this one here. I have a meeting in the morning. Something, give me a wake-up call at 7 a.m, please. Right? Have a look at this one here. Okay. I have a meeting in the morning. Something, give me a wake-up call at 7 a.m, please. Right? So, which one could it be? Okay, great. Nice. Now you can see where it where it goes. Everybody's got it right. Well done. Absolutely. And why is it? Why do we use this one? basically, as you guys can see, is that we've got the subject there, right? Me. So in this case, we have to use you, right? Could you give me, right? There we go. So could you is the correct answer. Well done. Very good. All right, the next one. Maybe I've used this before. Maybe you can understand. I can't read the kanji. Something, show me how the aircon works, please. Okay, could you, could I, would you mind? All right, which one is the correct answer? Okay. I can't read the kanji. Yes. Something, show me how the aircon works, please. Yeah, good. Very good. Nice. Oh, awesome. Very good. Again, you can see the subject, right? The subject is me. Yes. Yeah. So, of course, we're going to have to use, yeah, could you, yeah, show me, right? And yes, I have used this a few times, not just in service things, but I've used this at work. if I don't know how to use the aircon and it has the kanji on it, I ask someone, could you show me how to use this, please? Yes, so good. Very good indeed. Awesome. So that is the difference of using would you, mind, and then ing, could you, and of course, could I. Alrighty, lovely stuff. Very well done indeed. So then we're going to have a look at problems at hotels, at the hotel. Now, I did a short video the other day. I believe it was yesterday. I did a short video asking you guys about some of your experiences at hotels. And you guys, of course, gave me some really, really interesting answers, of course. Someone said that they had their earrings stolen or jewellery stolen. I think maybe it was Aria who said that the room service was very slow. Someone also said they had a problem with their card. Another person said that they had a problem with water pressure. The shower was not working properly, or the water was not working. So yes, we have many problems that we can experience at hotels. Hopefully we don't, but sometimes we do. So just as I would say a general example, here are some problems that we can face. I just said broken shower is one possible problem, right? A dirty room is a very, I would say, common problem, unfortunately. Another one here is noisy neighbours, right? You've got people next door who are incredibly noisy and you cannot sleep. It's very annoying indeed. All right, so as you can see, we've got some different problems at hotels. All right, so let's have a look at how to deal with a problem. And this is going to be a little bit sort of, I would say, focusing on our conversation for in just a moment. Dealing with a problem is going to be very frustrating. So, do you get angry like this guy? No, certainly not. Right? We can express it in a nicer way. So, we can say there's a problem with something, right? You can say there's a problem with my room. Hello, Nadia, no problem at all. There's a problem with and then the shower, right? Or you could say something isn't working, right? And then to go into a little bit more detail, we can look at things like when I turn it on and then something happens, or I can't do something, or the room next to me is really smelly. The room next to me is really noisy, is okay to use. So these are, I would say, great phrases for us to use when we need to express our problems to hotel staff. So now you can see the question up here. What seems to be the problem? Hotel staff will ask you, right? They will ask you, what seems to be the problem? This means, give me more information, right? If they're ready to listen to the complaints, I am okay. If they come to argue, it will make the situation worse. I agree with you 100%, Aria, yes. The room next to me, Julia, this one here, the room next to me really stinks. Yes. Yeah, you can erase the is. Just put really stinks is perfect. So they will ask you what seems to be the problem. And this is going to be an example of how to give more detail, right? For example, a TV problem. When I turn it on, I can see the picture, but I can't hear any sound, right? Giving a little more information. So usually we structure it as to what we do and then what happens, right? When I turn it on, this happens. I can or I can't, right? A shower problem, for example. The shower works, but the pressure is really low. So, for example, the water just drips. So you cannot take a shower properly. That would be so bad. Luckily, I've not experienced that, but yes. A dirty room. Now, this is terrible. Yeah, people want clean rooms because they want to relax. There is still dust and rubbish left in the room from the previous guests, right? So instead of just saying, my room is dirty, we need to give a little more information. Instead of saying, my TV is broken, or my TV doesn't work, give a little bit more information. It's very, very useful for us to actually try and, expand on our explanation. It gives them, I would say, more information for them to help us, of course. Them meaning hotel staff, right? So that leaves me to show you some phrasal verbs that we can use at a hotel, right? And some of these we're going to look at in our conversation as well. So it'll be good for us to show you and see how they work. So the first one, send up, right? Send someone or something to your room, right? Send up. The next one is write down. Now, I think we've already covered this before, but again, it's a good one for us to use. So it means to write the information on paper. Take in means to look at something, or to kind of like, you know, really study it, and it's kind of like, it could be detailed. Check in. This is, of course, when we arrive at the hotel. Check out. It means we're going to leave the hotel. So check in and check out, sure, very familiar for most people. Drop off means to leave something somewhere. Cockroaches in the rooms. Oh my goodness, that's horrible. Nadia, that's horrible. Yeah, I know. I would hate that. I would hate that. The next one is pick up. It means to collect something, of course. Now, you've seen before, like in one of the examples, wake up call, right? That's a phrasal verb that we could use on a daily basis, but we can use it in hotels. Wake up call is a great thing for us to use if we need to wake up early or at a certain time. So yes, we can use those ones there. All right, so now we can practice using these phrasal verbs in a small little quiz that we've got going on as well. So let's take a look at these ones here. Okay, great. And pop it up on the screen. There we go. So the first one is, thanks for the directions. Could you something, them, something, please? I'll probably forget them. Now notice some of these examples have used requests, right? So what we've seen previously, we can see in here as well, because we're using some of our requests. So it's quite good for us to use. All right. So what could be the answer? Pick up, send up, or write down? Okay. Thanks for the directions. Could you something, them, please? I'll probably forget them. I'm just going to grab a drink of water. Okay. Perfect. Sadriega, hello. Good evening to you. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, write down is the correct answer. Thanks for the directions. Could you write them down, please? I'll probably forget them. Yes. Directions are hard to remember. Of course. Yes. All right. The next one here. Okay. Could we something at 1 p.m. instead of 11 a.m., please? Check out, write down, or pick up? Which one do you think is the right answer? Okay. Could we something at 1 p.m. instead of 11 a.m., please? Yeah, good. Nice. Very good. Yeah, hello Than. Yes, well done. Very good indeed. Good stuff. All right. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I would say that generally most hotels, Panji, yes, great, well done, absolutely. The correct answer is check out, by the way. Most hotels, they want you to check out at 11 a.m. because they need to clean the room And then most of the time, the new guests arriving usually check in around 2 p.m. So it gives them time to clean and prepare the room for the next guest. So the correct answer is check out. Now, I understand that many people might think pick up is okay. And yes, it is okay. But in this case, it doesn't specify what. Could we pick up and then something? We need to have usually the noun afterwards. Could we pick up the camera at 1 p.m. instead of 11 a.m.? So you're specifying what you want to pick up. Yes. Could we pick up the kids at 1 p.m. instead of 11 a.m.? So you could specify what you want to pick up. So in this case, check out is the best answer for that one. All right, the next one. Hello, we've just arrived. May we something, please? All right. Which one is the correct answer here? This is super duper easy, this one. Hello, we've just arrived. May we, and then something, please. Yeah, good. Check out, pick up, or check in. Yes. I've given you a little bit of a hint. A little bit. All right. Nice stuff. Well done indeed. All right. I think everybody's got this one. Perfect. Okay. Yes. You guys are absolutely spot on. Check in is the correct answer. Yes. Ding. There we go. Check in is perfect. Now, you have to select two answers here. So there's two answers for this one. All right. I'm here to something, some of my dry cleaning. What time can I something, it something? So there's two answers. You've got pick up, write down, drop off, or send up. Okay. I'm here to something, some of my dry cleaning. What time can I something, it something, right? So the last one, it's a separated phrasal verb, right? Something, it something, right? So which two are the correct answers? There's two that we need to choose from. Ooh, okay. Great stuff. Okay, good. Nice. All right. Okay. Yeah, good. Absolutely. Yes. Well done. Yeah, I think most people are familiar with these two phrases going together. Yeah, absolutely. Drop off and pick up. Absolutely. Great. I'm here to drop off some of my dry cleaning. What time can I pick it up? Right? So yes, using those ones there again. And also just to show you a natural pronunciation of this one. We would use pick it up. As you can see and you can hear, I don't pronounce it perfectly. Pick it up. We say pick it up, pick it up. So the T is not really pronounced. Pick it up, pick it up. So the middle part, it, is it instead of T. So in this case, what time can I pick it up? Pick it up. Right, hopefully that will, I would say, make you guys realize that you can understand faster English or native speakers when they drop the sounds, right? But yes, absolutely correct. So drop off is the first one, and pick it up or pick it up is the second one. Perfect. Okay, the next one. I'll something a repairman something to your room as soon as possible. Okay? I'll something a repairman to your room as soon as possible. So, what would we say here? Take in, send up, or drop off? Right? Which one is the correct answer? Yeah, it's an interesting one for us to use. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Good. Nice. Well done. Very, very good indeed. All right. Great. Fantastic. Everybody's got this spot on. Good. Because it's something or someone going to your room, right? So I'll send up or send a repairman up. I prefer it separated. You could say send up a repairman. That's okay, but I think the more natural way is I'll send a repairman up to your room as soon as possible. Yes. So B is the correct answer. Awesome. Good job. All right. And the last one. From your room, you'll be able to something the view of the sea. Should be of. For some reason, it's made a correction to if. Or it was my fingers that made the mistake. Probably my fingers. Yes. An interesting one is, you guys might be familiar with this one. If we make a mistake when typing, we often say that we have sausage fingers. So you could say, oh, I made a mistake. It was my sausage fingers, meaning that I cannot type properly. So yes, that's quite a funny expression for us to use. All right, good. From your room, you'll be able to something the view of the sea. Lovely. Great. Very, very good indeed. Okay. Nice. Yeah, from your room, you'll be able to take in the view of the sea. Yes. You will be able to see it and enjoy it. Right? Fantastic stuff. Well done. Very good indeed. Okay. So, that is the end of that quiz there. Fantastic. Well done. I would say most of you got that really spot on. No problems at all. Now, we've used a few of them before, right? That's a great expression, yes. Yeah, sausage fingers, right? So it's a fun one to use. What else do we use? Fat fingers. We can say fat fingers as well. Sausage fingers. They mean very similar things, yes. Okay, cool. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at conversation. But to make it a little bit easier, I'm just going to, of course, go back to this one and make sure that we can do it sentence by sentence. Otherwise, it might be a little bit difficult to follow on, right? So if we do it sentence by sentence rather than having the whole conversation on the screen, it makes it much easier for us to follow along with the parts that we need to use. Okay, so I didn't manage to do it, but I will do it now. Okay, so that should be ready to go. Yes. Okay, so this is our conversation between us and, of course, hotel staff. Excuse me. Yes, how can I help you? So, of course, in the blue is the guest, in the red is the hotel staff. There's a problem with the aircon in my room, right? So this is, we're stating the problem. We're saying there is a problem. And then the staff member, oh, what seems to be the problem? May I have your name and room number, please? Well, when I turn the AC on, it doesn't make the room cold, and there is a funny smell coming from it. It's room 407, Mr. Smith. Now, to shorten it, AC is perfectly okay. We don't really need to say air conditioner. We can say aircon is okay. AC is perfectly fine. And also, funny smell is a good expression as well. We can say it's a strange smell or it's a weird smell. But yes, funny smell is also a great expression for us to use. I'm really sorry to hear that. I can send someone up, phrasal verb there, to your room to fix it right away. Okay, thank you, but could you change us to another room, please? So here we go. In this case, we've got us as the, of course, subject. So we have to say, could you change us to another room, please? We are pretty tired and would like to rest now. Let me see what I can do. Yes, we have a room available on the same floor. Great, thank you. Would you mind sending a bellman up to help us move our things, please? So again, sending up, sending a bellman up. Yes, of course. He'll be there in about 5 minutes. I do apologize for the trouble. Right? So that there is a model conversation. So hopefully you are familiar with this kind of conversation. Now, what I would like to do is to practice this conversation. And most of you will probably be the guests. So to start with, I would like you guys to read the blue sentences. So you will be acting as the guests. Of course, when it comes to the name, you can change the name. So you can change it, not Mr. Smith, you could use your own name, is okay. No problem at all. But yes, we have that one there. Also as well, if you want to use another problem, right? We've used here the AC. If you want to try and change it to something else, that's perfectly fine as well. Okay, so let's give it a try. Don't be afraid, practice out loud. It's one of the great ways for us to try and improve our speaking and also listening as well. So try and not worry, don't feel shy, speak out. Even if you're at home with friends or family around you, don't worry about it. It's practice. Okay, so let's give it a go. You're going first because you are the blue sentences. Okay, please start. Yes, how can I help you? You'll go. Oh, what seems to be the problem? May I have your name and room number, please? I'm really sorry to hear that. Can I send someone up to your room to fix it right away? Let me see what I can do. Yes, we have a room available on the same floor. Yes, of course. He'll be there in about 5 minutes. I do apologize for the trouble. Great. Well done. Absolutely no problem at all. Lovely stuff. Okay, so now I know that most people are not working in hotels, but even if you do have, service jobs, or even if you deal with customers, it doesn't have to be, customers that you see face to face. It could be on the telephone. It could be via email. Some of these questions will still be useful in those situations too. All right. So let's give it a try and change. Like this time, you guys will be using the red sentences and I will be using the blue ones. Okay. So you're going to be the hotel staff and I will be the guest for this one. So I'm going to start for us. Excuse me. There's a problem with the aircon in my room. Your go. Well, when I turn the AC on, it doesn't make the room cold, and there is a funny smell coming from it. It's room 407, Mr. Smith. Okay, thank you. But could you change us to another room, please? We are pretty tired and would like to rest now. Okay? Great. Thank you. Would you mind sending a bellman up to help us move our things, please? There we go. Okay, awesome stuff. Very good. Absolutely no problem at all. Very, very well done indeed. Okay, fantastic. All right, so now, of course, we've looked at the different problems, of course, and we've had a look at describing what's happening and how the the problems are in our rooms and things. But what I would like to ask you guys is, what other problems have you had? How would you describe them in a little bit more detail? So if you have the chance, if you have the time, please let me know in the comments now, what are some of the problems that you have experienced in hotels, right? I did talk about them a little earlier, and I spoke to you guys about one that we had when we were staying in the Philippines, about the bed being very itchy. So that was a big problem for us. I would also say that there was one time when I was in Europe, in Prague actually, A friend and myself, we booked a hotel, but there was a big problem. The hotel was so far away from the city centre. It was miles and miles away, and we didn't realise, because what happened is that the information about the hotel was completely wrong. They said it was near the city centre, and we couldn't get into the city centre on foot. We always had to take a taxi. So that was one of, I would say, frustrating experiences. Yes. Actually, that was the first time that I went abroad by myself with a friend. But yes, shortage of toiletries. My goodness. Shampoo and, yeah, conditioner and soap. Yeah, that's not good. Having a shortage of those is terrible. They should have stock for them, really. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. But yeah, it's an interesting experience, I think. Any other ones that you guys have, of course? If not, then no problem at all. I just thought it was fun to share our experiences and try to, of course, describe them in a little bit more detail. But yeah, good. Yeah, shortage of toiletries is incredibly frustrating. I think most guests, most people who go to hotels expect to have all of the essentials, the necessities in the room. Yeah, that's one important thing indeed. Cool. Very good. Any other ideas? Any other experiences that you guys have had? I'm trying to think if there's any others that we've had. My memory is not very good. I can't think of any. Yeah. Maybe I think when I was younger, my mum and I, yeah, we went to a place that was flooded. Yeah. In the UK. It rained a lot and it was flooded. Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, not good. Not the experience that you want when you go on vacation. So yes, cool. All right, I think then maybe there are no more examples. All right, so that's a bit, yeah, no problem at all. I was going to say, if there were, but that is no problem. I had issues relating to housekeeping. I am allergic to hair in the bathroom or on the floor. Ugh. Yes. Good. I would complain about that too. Yes. Yeah. When housekeeping is not so great, it makes the experience really, really, I would say disappointing is a good word to use. We expect cleanliness. Absolutely. Fantastic. Awesome stuff. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you guys have learned a little bit more on how and where to use the requests. I wanted to make it a little bit more, I would say, easier to understand for today's one. And I wanted to go back to something that is important for us to use in many situations, not just hotels. So using things like, of course, could you and could I are very, very useful. And we like to use them in other service industries and, of course, customer service places as well. So not just in hotel situations. All right, so that's all for me today. I will let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, your afternoon, or your day, depending on where you are. And I hope you have a fantastic day, of course. And just remember that on Saturday, there will be a recorded video that will be coming out on Saturday. Okay, so look out for that one. The new schedule is up and running. just because, as I said before, I want to try to explore different ways of teaching and trying different methods, and be a bit more creative with videos that I make. So hopefully, I really hope you enjoy it. So let me know after Saturday what you think of the video, because I'm still trying to see which is the good direction to go in. But as for now, thank you all very, very much indeed. As always, I appreciate you guys spending time with me, and hopefully, as I said, you learned something new and interesting today. If you did, takes 2 seconds, please hit the like button, just to, of course, get other people notified of the lessons that we have here as well. But anyway, take care, and I will see you guys all very, very soon. Have a good one. Bye.